Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Hey, and I believe in dragons. And I want to tell you something more about the dragon. In every tree you can still feel her. You can still sense her. She's still inside of every single tree. And I want to tell you something more about the most important two female energies that I ever came to know in my spiritual path of the dragon. And that is actually Tiamat, my dragon goddess, but also something else. I actually never met her, but I always heard story from her. I mean, from brothers and sisters on the dragon's path that ever came to know her, and that was Lilith. Lilith, the very first female energy in this world ever created. Lilith. Came a lot of Christians. I mean, I was before I was on the dragon's path, I was an atheist, and then before it, I was always been a Christian. I was raised a Christian. My parents were Christians, so yeah, I know everything, every single thing about the Bible, and because of I know everything, and Christians don't, because they don't read their Bible. I mean, I quit being Christian. It was not my thing. I mean, women were inferior, and you should walk in the line and do whatever they said. And this God was just horrible, a horrible thing. It was always demanding for worship. I mean, no, that was not my thing. So I quit being a Christian. I was not a Christian any longer. But yeah, I was being an atheist, and then later on I came to know the dragon, and that I've been on the dragon's path. And so yeah, Lilith. Lilith was the serpent in the Garden of Eden. She was the very first female ever energy created by God, by this Christian God. And so Lilith was transforming into a serpent around the tree of wisdom, the tree that ever said that they should not eat from, because that will mean that they will be banned from the Garden of Eden forever. And so, the serpent was actually very persuasive, and so the serpent was saying to them, eat from it and you will be on equal level to God, and you will be guardians as well, and you will be your own God as well. So Eve was listening to this, and so she was eating the apple. And so yeah, God was very, very angry, and so they were banned from the Garden of Eden, and they will know what death is. So they were punished for being on equal level. They know about everything ever since. It's not because, oh no, we are sorry. No, then became a conflict between God and them, because they were always treated as some kind of a slave or a pet or a toy. Of course not. They were not happy. That was because of Lilith, the serpent, that was saying to them that, of course, the serpents was always being seen as something bad or evil or demonic, and also Lilith was seen as one of the first rulers of hell. Of course, because she was feared and she was, dooming mankind, but not actually, because mankind. What are you actually? If you don't know who you are or what you are, if you are just a robot, a mindless thing that you just don't know what or who you are, what are you then? Of course, nothing. And so what this has to do with Tiamat and Organa or Gaia, or how you want to call her. Tiamat is my goddess. I know a lot about her. I don't need a Bible for reading from her. I mean, sometimes I talk to her. I talk to the dragon goddess here in my forest, or maybe in my altar, before my altar. I sometimes talk to her, and she was also, as I came to know the stories of the dragon, that she was the first female energy, that Tiamat was the very first, and she was not interested in worship or humans, or that they would, she had children very, very easy. She is the goddess of fertility. And next to her husband, and she had her very firstborn son, that was Kingu, with her, that was always protecting her. And there was a god named Marduk, and he wanted this worship from humans. He wanted to create it, but he could not. because he didn't had the power to create a human-like creature. That was Tiamat's energy. So he was in war with her, trying to let her create humanity, so that he would gain more energy, so that he would have worshippers. And his name was based on the Christian god later on, as well as Tiamat was based on Lilith later on. So Tiamat and Lilith, if I came to understand the stories, are the same, are the one and the same energy. So, but she was reduced to a serpent in the Garden of Eden that was just saying stories that you should be on equal level to God, that this God does not deserve worship. And so I came to understand this. And Lilith, if I came to understand this, is a female counterpart of Lucifer. And Lucifer I once met once I was traveling in the garden. I mean, in Leviathan's Void. I was traveling over there, and I once met Lucifer, and I was actually very surprised. Once he said his name, Lucifer, I was, oh no, the devil, and he was actually a bit annoyed when I said that. No, I'm not the devil. I'm just a spirit. I'm just interested. I just okay, and I talked with Lucifer. And he was in the shape of a beautiful brown dragon. He was so darn beautiful. I never feel anything for humans. But once I saw Lucifer, I felt a lot. And I heard him speaking to me. And I believe that Lilith is the same energy. I mean, on the female side, that she was also a very curious soul that wanted to know a lot. And so, is she actually in Leviathan's Void? I mean, according to Christians, she is in hell, and Leviathan's Void is some kind of a dark place. I mean, but it's, can it be called hell? Maybe yes, but they are not the rulers of it. That is Leviathan. Leviathan is the rulers of his own void, but they are not suffering. I mean, Lilith or Lucifer, at least, they are not suffering, but they are tired old ancient spirits. They are very ancient spirits. They are living in Leviathan's Void. And so Tiamat, what is Tiamat? Tiamat is the goddess of the earth, and Tiamat is every tree that you see. And then I could connect the stories together. I mean, the tree of the Garden of Eden is just a metaphor. Not really happened, but it's a metaphor for the trees that always grow, and the trees that always create food for us, vegetables, fruits, that you should know more and be on equal level as God, as that means be on equal level with Tiamat, which is God, creator of everything that grows and every tree that grows. So Tiamat is everything that grows, and so also a spirit that can be found beyond the gates. And so I can connect Lilith and Gaia or Tiamat together. So of course Christianity wanted to demonize them, both of them, especially Lilith. I mean, as she is actually the face of feminism, because she's the very first female energy ever on this earth and ever created. So they wanted to demonize them because Christianity is more like male. The male is centered in everything. I mean, male is actually in Christianity and all of religions, Abrahamic religions. The male is more like the superior one over the female. And no, I don't agree with this, because my goddess is a goddess, like I said, and she is a female. She creates life. She has birth, and she has birth all the time. That is what the story said. She had children so very easy. She created life for this earth as well. She could not even die. That is why the trees has arisen. That is why everything lives on their own. She created souls of this, the souls of the trees and everything that is alive in this world. That is how forceful her blood is. That is how beautiful her life force is. It always is alive. And that is also what Lilith wanted to say that they should not be underneath God, that they should be on equal level to God, that this God should not count on worship, that this God should care for these children, but not kill them, not destroy them, just care for them. And that is what he didn't do. He just cared about kneeling down for him. And that is what Lilith said. You should not kneel down. You should be on equal level. And that is what Tiamat also said. Tiamat and her children are on equal level. She did not want us to worship her. She never wanted this. That was not her purpose. That was not her call. She just wants us to feel her. Not humans, not other humans without her soul of a dragon. I mean, for us with the soul of a dragon, and that we should still feel her, and that we would not worship her, but love her, and still connect with her, to still talk with her. That is why I still talk to her to this day, before this, in this forest, or maybe before my altar. I just still love her, as a mom, as a mommy, actually. Not really as a goddess. Of course, she is my goddess, but she is also a mom to a lot of brothers and sisters. A dragon goddess that just does not demand for worship. Lilith as well. She does not demand worship. She just wants you to know who you are. What is your life if you are imprisoned for some kind of a god? What is your life? Who are you? That is what she said to Adam and Eve in this story, of course. Do I believe the stories of the Bible? No, but this is a beautiful metaphor to say, eat from the fruits of nature, and you will know who you are, what you are, and what you are capable of. Lilith or Tiamat, female goddesses, and you might meet both of them in your path, as Lilith is a traveler and Tiamat is the earth itself, so you might meet them I hope that you will meet them, because it's very revealing once you feel both of them. They are beautiful, beautiful souls. Don't believe the stories of the Bible, or don't believe the stories of Christianity. Just follow your own path and judge for yourself. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.